Happy Friday, Buck fans. What's up? Thank you for tuning in on Bucs Report, the aftermath on 102.9 The Game, Broad Street South Radio. It's one of your hosts, AJ Turn Up. I hope you guys are doing good. Grab your cannons, grab your popcorn, get your whiskey, get your rum, whatever you got to do, because we got a full episode tonight for you guys. We're talking about the Bucs coming off the bye week and what it means. We're playing a team that's draining the toilet, but so are we. So which one is going to be flushed in the shitter? That's what we're going to break down. And we're going to talk about things. We got Slick coming up, a.k.a. the British Guys Always Fly, on standby. We got Louie in the house. We got the dude in here. Of course, he'll make his presence known. But the way that the season has gone to the bye week, we're going to give the floor to Louie. Here's why. Buck fans, for all you Bowls apologists out there, way in the beginning, Slick and I both agreed that we thought, because we thought Bowles had shit together, that the defense early on would carry this team until our bye week. Louis said it in the beginning. Nope, the offense is going to have to do their job, because it was something that he didn't see. And behold, guys, 4-6. The only reason we're 4-6 is because of this offense. So we're going to give him a round of applause. And now Louis is going to have the floor. And it's okay to dust it off and tell people what I say. But go ahead, man. It's your world. Go ahead, Louis. Explain. Go off.
Well, here's the thing. And I don't want to take no credit, because like I said, it's, to me, like, I've watched this team a very long time. Buck fans, like, I just say, don't listen, like, just go out and do the research. You can see it in the statistics. I didn't have confidence in this defense going into week one. The offense, Baker Mayfield, I have nothing to say. It speaks for itself. Todd Bowles, as far as he goes, I've been saying it. The offense is going to carry the defense. The defense. All right. Todd Bowles, the issue I have with Todd, and this was from last year as well, and I knew this was going to carry over. And I thought by this time of the year he would change his mindset on this. Todd Bowles is too conservative as a coach. He should have went for it on 4th down against the Niners. A lot of people argued with me about that. He had nothing to lose. He should have went for it for the 2-point conversion against the Kansas City Chiefs. You had the defense on the ropes. But I'm not trying to hate on Todd Bowles, but I did say that the offense was going to carry the defense, because I knew that situations like this, I knew Baker was coming to play. I knew guys like Mike and Chris and a lot of the younger guys. I called our running back room a 3-headed monster, and they've helped carry us. To be 4-6 right now is because of the offense. But I will say this before I give the floor back. Todd Bowles and the defense really need to step up. They need to step up, and they need to play mistake-free football. That's all I got. I'm not good at those. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got, guys. I'm not really good at taking credit for something. It's just one of those things where it's just, I'm trying to be nice and say, hey, I told you so, but I don't want to be a dick about it.
Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's okay to.
Everybody was hyping up Yaya Diaby. Everybody was hyping up this defense. They're going to be so fast. Jordan Whitehead's back, and we've seen glimpses of it. But I'm not going to hate on Todd Bowles completely, and I'll tell you this, guys. Because to be 4-6, yes, it is because of the offense. But Liam Cohen has done a fantastic job as our offensive coordinator. We have one of the best offenses statistically, and the record does not show that. But I promise you, the game that we saw them play against the Lions, that's the real Buccaneers team. We didn't have that many injuries. I think that's Todd Bowles' saving grace right now. That's why I'm not, saying calling for his head and saying he needs to go, because you got to be a realist here. And if you don't believe anything I say, go and do the research yourself. I don't know many teams out there that could win and have a 4-6 record and fucking produce what they're producing right now. Like, I don't know many teams that can get by with just the injuries. That's a key factor. Injuries. When has this team come out and played like all the starters starting? When have you seen it this year? Never.
Nope.
Our schedule is brutal. Now it's starting to lighten up, and that's a saving grace. But also, they got to be careful with this game with the Giants. This is not one of those games where, oh, the Bucs, you know, we're 4-6, you know, we're gonna win this game because it's the Giants. Nah, get that out of your head because you have Tommy Cutlets coming. You know what I'm saying? And we all know the Bucs track record when it comes to playing new quarterbacks, second string quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks. I'm not saying that's a curse, but the Bucs do struggle in that type of matchup. Also, we've seen throughout the league Antonio Pierce take over the Raiders, and you see that momentum. Sometimes it just builds momentum. I was listening to Jay Retchett's podcast today, and he said it perfectly. Not in these words, but you know, sometimes a coach firing, sometimes the Saints, a prime example. Sometimes a coach firing or a benching of a quarterback or something, it brings momentum to a team. So the Buccaneers have to play mistake-free football against the Giants because I'll tell you what, if the Buccaneers lose this game against the Giants, I don't think the Glazers would fire a head coach. It's not really their style. But if he loses to the Giants, I really wouldn't be surprised if they did. And I'm not trying to wish bad juju on the team, but I'm just saying, like, it's going to be tough. This is going to be a tough game for the Bucs. Mike Evans is also back.
Yes.
Jamel Dean's back. So all those are positives. But the Buccaneers have to play mistake-free football. Sorry, I went on a rant.
Coach,
that's all right, man.
Coach Slick, you go ahead because I got my.
I mean, I've read our chat, and I know that you said publicly that we need to win by 14 or more. I just want to fucking win because I want to get that momentum back. Once you get that momentum, that tends to snowball and hopefully build into another thing, especially this team, because this team does not look like it's defeated. It really doesn't look like a team that's on its knees, even though the record makes it look like it is. It really is a team that's constantly fighting. But for me, the biggest takeaway is it's doing defense, especially defensively. Offense hasn't been great for a while, but it's still ticking along. It's still creative. It's still having moments. The issue I have with the offense is it just doesn't have the talent that it's supposed to have, right? If it has the talent it's supposed to have, it's going to be way more of a juggernaut. The defense, on the other hand, isn't as short-handed and should be able to kind of carry the load, so to speak. And at this point, we're not seeing that. We're seeing poor decisions. For example, when we watched the San Francisco 49ers game, we're defending a team to stop them from getting a field goal. Why are we in prevent coverage? Why would you go into a situation where all you have to do is let them catch the ball and they're going to get a bit closer and a bit closer and a bit closer? And then they've got Robbie Gould, if I remember correctly, who's a solid, really good field goal kicker. You should be playing a coverage that's more, you don't have to be aggressive. You just have to be almost indifferent on it. Just keep them to respect you. Because right now, all I'm going to do is run out routes. Because you're giving them to me. I can see the out route where that little number, where the arrow is, where the first down marker is. I can see that's wide open. It's fucking wide open. And the problem is, this cornerback that's just stood there. I can't see the last of his name, but he's got a 2 on his back.
Thunderbird.
He's just going to stand there, and then he's got to react quick enough that he can make a play on the ball. And it's not going to happen because he's flat fucking footed. At least when you're going backwards, you create a momentum and you can bounce off momentum. If you're flat-footed, you've got to accelerate from the point, and that's really difficult to do. I understand the usage of prevent coverage, but sometimes I find that Coach Bowles uses the wrong. He doesn't play good situational football. He can play quite poorly in situations, and that's what frustrates me about this defense right now.
Said it best, guys. I'm gonna just say it like this: you're not supposed to take any team lightly, but this is the fucking Giants. Not because look at the shit show that they're going through. The shit show they're going through is laughable as well, but we can't laugh too much because we're 4-6. But this is why I say this, Louis. Like you said, do not give DeVito his respect. You go in there and you fuck him up. This is it right here, gentlemen. Slick, as a defensive guy, I want you to see this and see what you think. Right here. A blitzkrieg. Put pressure on his ass.
See, I'm all for giving it the old blitz, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
And this is what I want. If Coach Bowles was listening to this and I could speak to him directly, this is what I would say to him. If your blitzing isn't working, don't fucking blitz.
Don't fucking blitz. There you go.
Right?
Don't fucking blitz.
Play the coverage, play the percentages, play that part of the game. Don't blitz for blitz sake. Get your statistician guy. Your statistician guy should be sat there and go, all right, every time we blitz, what was the outcome? It's completed pass or incompleted pass, rushed throw, that kind of thing. Feed me back those stats. And if I know that my blitz isn't working, I'll dial it back a bit more. Because I think sometimes we're aggressive when we don't need to be aggressive, and we're not aggressive when we need to be aggressive. And we need to play smarter fucking football. As Louis said, mistake-free football means the coaches have to be dialed in on what they're fucking doing and the plays that they're calling on the field. So you can't call prevent coverage on a team that's trying to score a field goal. You just can't do it because it's not smart football. You're allowing a team to get yardage.
The defense, again, I thought, to my prediction when I said that, I figured that the defense would kind of get it together. So, to your point, I think signing, like, you can tell Todd Bowles is like, all right, we need to do something. And people, I just seen a comment, I forgot who the gentleman was. He said, hopefully Todd Bowles, let's hope Bowles made some adjustments. To your point, Christopher Bowles, he did. He brought in Mike Edwards. That was a relief for me. And I talked about this yesterday with Jay Retcher. I think he's going to bring some juice to this defense. Oh, my God. I sound like John Gruden. Holy shit. And I can't stand the guy.
To be fair, dude, it's a pretty common word to use in coaching.
Let me rephrase it. It was a topic on yesterday's podcast. I think he's going to help ignite this defense, because the biggest problem with the Tampa Bay fucking Buccaneers is that the defense cannot complement the offense. The offense is doing its fucking job, but the defense can't get off the field. And there's a lot of holes. And I don't think Todd Bowles should honestly be blitzing as much as he is, because KJ Britt can't cover for shit. Levante David, I'm not going to say he's lost a step, but he's 35 years old. He's still playing I think he's got another 2 years left at minimal snaps. But the Buccaneers really have to do something with the interior of this defense is not very good. They can't cover the middle of the field. And that's how the San Francisco 49ers fucking march down the field to kick a field goal against us. That's how the Kansas City Chiefs set themselves up to beat us. Well, honestly, I mean, overtime, that's don't even get me started on that game. But,
Louis, I got a question for you, because I think you just hit something that really resonated with me about the hiring of Mike Edwards, who I'm a big fan of myself, because he's a bit of a ball hawk. He just happens to be in the right place at the right times. Yep. Do you think that they brought him in to go and give that middle of the field help?
Absolutely. I think Todd, going back to what I'm saying with Todd Bowles, like, that's his adjustment, and that's huge. That's showing me I'm a little bit more confident. And maybe the offense might struggle a little bit. Maybe the defense may come alive. Let me tell you, son, I work with a gentleman at my job. I don't know if I told you guys yet. He's an Atlanta Falcons fan.
Yeah.
So I've been fucking hearing shit, and I just been giving it right back to him. It's friendly. I'm like, you got to stop celebrating early, because the last time you guys did that, remember the score 28-3? I'm like, you Atlanta Falcon fans are known for this shit. To me, Mike Edwards kind of brings to what you were saying, because we're so weak at the interior of our defense. I mean, not the interior, like in the inside linebacker position. He's a ball hawk. A lot of his interceptions come from there. Jordan Whitehead. I just want to see this defense really come together, because I think they have the potential. But again, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, I mean, he had a pretty decent game the last game out. We haven't seen enough from him.
I don't think you will. I think he's showing you everything he's going to show you.
Yeah, and honestly, that's it. I like Yaya Diaby, but in order for him to thrive, he needs somebody to complement him. So hopefully, I mean, I don't want to stop talking about the offseason. But the Buccaneers, and I was a little disappointed too during the trade deadline. They should have picked up. I was rooting for a wide receiver. I wouldn't mind a wide receiver, but like towards the nearing the trade deadline, I started thinking about it. I'm like, the fucking hell with a wide receiver. Trey Palmer and Jalen McMillan should be stepping up. I don't know what's going on over there. This team needs a fucking pass rusher. And they just never went out and they never did nothing. I wouldn't be opposed to
pass rusher or middle linebacker. I put down as my biggest needs.
I think for middle linebacker, you have to look to the draft because that's
I agree with that. I'm just thinking because the Seahawks had a guy that they cut and he was a leading tackler. He was a bit of a stud. You don't know what he looks like when he gets to Tampa, but you know he was minimal cap. He was an idea. He just seemed like a good idea. But a lot of people don't realize is middle linebackers need to know more of the defense than pretty much anybody else because you're sitting in the middle.
The outside linebacker, the edge rushers, they have one job. It's the easiest job. You just go hit the quarterback, go rush the quarterback. And another thing too, a guy like Tyke Smith is crucial to this defense. You know, because the guy that can't, like, we've seen what he can do. I'm not too worried about the defense moving forward because I think once you start getting really healthy, again, it starts with the Giants and they have to play mistake-free football. I think in my opinion, they need to go back to, week 3 against the Broncos. We all had the same attitude. And I feel like I haven't gotten that vibe this week because I think they know the line. But that attitude is what really hurt this team big time with we're going to beat the Broncos. Not saying that the Broncos are a bad team. We all thought they were a bad team. I said they had a fucking great defense. But the Broncos, they fucking did some damage to the Atlanta Falcons, and that's going to be our saving grace right there. I still think this Buccaneer Ball Club, I still think these players are going to continue to play for Todd Bowles because they love the guy. I think he's a great human being. But if we lose this game and it starts to go downhill, I think you got to wait to see. You know what, guys? Let's transition. You guys mind if we kind of just transition into a little bit of the offseason? Or, I mean, what could happen?
Let's go down the route of what worst case scenario, right? So,
all right.
Let's say the Buccaneers lose a couple of games in a row. Like they lose some more, right?
If you lose to the Giants, depending on what happens with the Atlanta Falcons, I think if the Falcons win and you lose to the Giants, well, the Falcons are on a bye week. I think Todd Bowles' job is safe this week. But if there comes another game, like a winnable game, I'm not going to – like the Raiders, if we lose to the Raiders and the Falcons win, I think that's at a point where you got to do everything you possibly can to promote Liam Cohen because he needs to be your head coach moving forward, and you need to bring in a defensive coordinator. You can't let Liam Cohen walk out that door, and I'll fucking sit here and I'll stand and die on that hill.
I totally agree.
Agreed.
I totally agree.
The way this fucking offense has been playing has really impressed. It's embarrassing though because they haven't had a fucking defense to complement them.
Amen.
That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. I think for me, I want to marry Liam Cohen with a defensive coordinator that's been a head coach in his career because then he can add that nugget. Hey, you're not on your own, boy.
We see it all the time. You know what
Robert Saleh is the hey big head call I'm giving.
That would be fucking sublime.
Yes, and we got dude coming in, but yes, Robert Saleh would be the guy I'm giving a call. Cohen's the coach, and we move forward and we get aggressive. But both can save us a lot if he just plays more fucking man. At this point, you know that this zone shit doesn't work. So why not switch it up?
Week, didn't we? We showed it. We showed the difference. We got to do a little bit of present, and we got a chalkboard up, and AJ would throw up some plays, and I would throw up what a defense would look like against certain plays, and what zone blitz really looks like.
A big problem too that I noticed is there's no pass rush. The pass rusher is not the past couple of weeks. I'll say it's not improved. Jamel Dean coming back is a resurgence. You know what I'm saying? Like that's huge. Like now we've seen how important Jamel Dean is to this defense. I don't know if Zion McCollum's gonna play, but for fuck's sake, I wish we had guys healthy on the defense. I think you're gonna see a different defense. That's why I shouldn't put out the bad juju out there about Bulls getting fired and all that.
I don't think they're mid-season fire. I just don't think it'll happen.
I don't think so either. I think they have more respect for him.
Well, the whole point is, though, for Bowles, at this point, you've been in this fucking system for how many years now? 5. You know what to expect. You're coming off a bye week. You're playing against another organization that is in a tailspin. If you do your job right, the Falcons, as you said, Louis, they're giving us life. I called this a few weeks back. I said if the Falcons lose that Saints game, that's going to bode well for the Bucs. So far, I've been all right, but at this point, Bowles, you come off a bye week. Dean is back, so at this point, no excuse. No excuse. You have no excuses at this point. You have to put this team away early. You want to know how we'll all say great fucking game if Kyle Trask is in the fourth quarter. Dude, come on in here and grace us with your presence. Dude is waiting. Here he goes.
Hey, New York sucks so bad that they let their quarterback walk out the room after playing safety in practice, man. Think about that real quick. Hey, everything you guys have been talking about so far, I'm with it. But see, I'm a little more reactionary. I'm old. I ain't got time to wait around. Hey, if you can't hold a lead late in the game, Bulls, you're not a defensive guru. Hard stop. End of discussion. Injuries. Those are excuses. Ask Detroit about injuries. They got a bunch of them, and they're doing pretty good.
People playing kneecaps over there. That's a whole different.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with a little kneecap for breakfast, like they say. But I feel good about the game this weekend, mainly because it's the Giants. And with the Buccaneers supposedly, or at this point, the reports are Jamel Dean and Zion McCollum could potentially be playing, as well as Mike Evans. Great. Tristan Wirfs, coach, sit down. Sit him down. Yeah. If you're sincere about making a playoff run, this is one of those moments where you make a decision to err on the side of caution. Let him sit over there. Dress him out, by all means, like Slick has said before, but let him hang out. Let him be there in case of an emergency. There's no reason to rush arguably your most valuable player right now on the team, at least dollar-wise. Tyke Smith, it doesn't look like we're going to get to see him again, who, people sleep on. He's a turnover machine, bro. This Tyke Smith, he gives me, wait for it, Rondé Barber vibes. That's where I get from this guy. Ain't nobody talked about him when he got drafted. He just came in, started making plays, and before you know it, he's Rondé fucking Barber. So Tyke, man, hang in there, bro. You got this. Did AJ fall out?
He fell out.
Oh, man. Too much birthday shit?
Too much birthday shit.
So I liked Tyke coming out of college, man. I was actually pumped when they drafted him. I said that's good. That's good depth for this team. I think I said that on the podcast a while back ago. I said this is the first time I've seen a lot of depth on the team. I was a little wrong about that, but I mean, Tyke Smith, what a fucking awesome draft pick. Huge. And he started making turnovers, like you said.
Oh, he's got that peanut punch down to a science, bro. He's amazing at that. AJ, you're allowed to do shots on camera, bro. You can come back over here with your bullet. Come on, bro. Don't be scared. We got you. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's a whole damn ball. Hey, if you ever want to drink with somebody, drink with Slick. Why? He drinks that shit for breakfast. He brushes his fucking teeth with that shit, dude.
This is true.
I mean, look at him. He's already snockered. There's a word for you.
Yeah, that's an English thing, though. If you just put a "erd" on anything, snookered, tabled, TV'd, it just sounds like you're constantly drunk. That's what the bungalowed. Do you have bungalows? Do you have bungalows in the US?
Hey, you want to get Slick canceled? Tell him to ask you for a cigarette.
You have a fag?
Does anyone want a fag?
No.
No
It's
thanks,
cool.
had one.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That's what it's for.
That's a whole nother story. Hey, before we go any farther, we got a shout out. We got a couple birthday guys. One on screen. One, I guess, is taking care of business. Happy birthday up there to Coach Slick, aka Stevie. Happy birthday to AJ. But more importantly, and I don't want to just diminish you all, but more importantly, we have a turning point of the Buccaneers season, a rebirth, if you will. All the Bucs have to do is not suck against sucky teams, and you're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
If you're going to play down to your competition, y'all are going to be golfing in January. And yeah, you can do that in Florida. But if you guys come out and you play who you are, let Baker bake. All right? Defense. See the ball, hit the ball. Blitz the quarterback and clean up the run on the way to the quarterback. There is nobody on New York's offense with Tommy Cutlets at quarterback that worries me. I'm not worried about Malik Neighbors. I think all he needs is a couple good shots when he goes across the middle. He'll give up just like most of them New York Giants receivers did, OBJ. Now, running back, they got a decent run. They can run the ball when they need to. Their defense, dude, all you got to do is stay away from Dexter Lawrence. And you should be all right. That's the key.
They secretly, man, the Giants have a really good pass rush. I think this Buccaneer offensive line can hold up. They just have to play. The game is won in the trenches, baby. So they got to move that line, and they got to protect Baker. You give Baker some time to work back there. I'm telling you. You're talking Rachaad White having a big game. You're talking. I don't think they're going to go too much to Mike because those hamstring injuries are very tricky. And I said it yesterday to Jay. He should have never been starting that game against the Ravens. And even he said it. I believe he said it today with somebody. But again, to you guys' point with Tristan Wirfs, no, he's got to stay on the bench. And these guys got to play mistake-free football. They just got to play mistake-free football. And, you know, the whole aspect of why the Giants are starting this quarterback, is because money. Have you guys seen the prices for the tickets? Anybody? $31 gets you in there. Behind the visitors bench, which is where the Bucs will be, $193.
Bro, that's a lap. That's one lap dance at Mons Venus, bro.
That's one
Right. Dallas Cowboys Thanksgiving is like $25.
Wow.
You buy a turkey for more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not even serving the turducken. It's going to be all vegetarian, like fucking. What's that shit called? What's the vegetarian shit called? Slick?
I wouldn't know.
I don't know either, bro.
We eat over here, brother. We don't have that.
Oh,
vegan.
tofu. That's what we're talking about. Tofu.
Well, look at it like this: the Cowboys literally have traded places with the Detroit Lions. Remember, we used to get sick of seeing Detroit because they were shit. Now it's the Cowboys' turn. They've literally flipped the script.
Yes.
They are officially the Detroit Lions. They are the Dallas Lions right now. Dallas Cowgirls. So,
oh, sorry.
Hey, man, the Lions look good, though. I'll give them that. But you know what? You know who gave them that one loss on their record, that blemish? They did.
It wasn't cushion coverage.
it wasn't cushion coverage, and it was more than
That's
that.
why I said, man,
we took
they just
ball.
got to play mistake-free football. They got to hit this kid. I don't give a fuck if you're going into MetLife, man. You just got to let Baker do his thing. And
Put him with the fishes.
Yeah, I want to see. Honestly, this is the perfect game to get the defense fucking going right here. You have to. I
totally agree with that, Lou. I think this is exactly. It's not too much of a chat. It's not too much of a challenge. Well, it shouldn't be. It's not too much of a challenge, and it gets you right. And once you get right, then you can start really putting this defense through it, and this offense can start to build a bit more, even more confidence to where it is, because then it can afford to be. Imagine being the offensive coordinator. Like we always talk about how a defensive coordinator has got to play mistake-free. Imagine playing mistake-free offense. Yeah. Offense is designed in its nature to have a bit of risk in it, right? It's just what it is, right? You want to hit big, you gotta gamble a little bit, just a little bit. defense, you can play safe defense to a degree. It doesn't usually win, but generally you can get away with it. But the offense is always known for taking a bigger risk, going for it on a fourth down, making a statement on first down. Those are the things that make offense a little bit more risky.
Yeah.
And I think
you're not going to get that with Todd Bowles.
With a defense that's playing out and out football.
When was the last time Tommy Cutlets played?
Last
year, I want to say week 11.
Oh, they did all that mafioso bullshit.
So it's been about a year, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, defense.
Crap with his fucking agent dressed up like a fucking retard.
Hey, Todd, Mr. Bowles, come over here and sit next to me. I'm going to tell you something real quick. I'm going to give you the whole game strategy for you. You got a quarterback who's 50% hype, 50% player, hasn't played in a year. Here's your strategy. Release the Kraken. Bring the fucking noise. Put him on his ass. Defense. Be the hammer, not the nail. Hit with intent. Do what you got to do. Like I've said a million times, and Slick being a coach, he's going to cringe. I don't give a damn about personal foul for unnecessary roughness. I want that shit. I want your receivers going across the middle knowing if I catch this ball, I might be missing a fucking rib when I get up. Okay?
Tone setters are good. I'm all about a tone setter.
We can take the aggressive penalties, the boneheaded ones, the offside, the false start. You can go fuck yourselves on those. But hit these guys. Hit Malik Neighbors hard. Malik ain't been hit hard since he dropped out his mama. You feel me? So when you get a chance, knock him the fuck out. When you get a chance to take out Tommy Cutlets, turn that bitch into fucking chopped beef. You feel me? That's where I'm at. If you want to win this division, because you still have a very small chance. If you want to make the playoffs, it's time to take all this fucking hand-wringing and fucking worry shit out. Drop a fucking gummy and blitz. Hit, hurt, repeat. That's my game strategy.
That's a t-shirt right there.
Yeah, more than that. And then
I'm expecting with Mike being back, I'm a little nervous because, again, the hamstring injuries, they're tricky, man. I don't want to see him overworked. I know a lot of us, we want to see him get his 1,000 yards, correct? I mean, that's something that's near and dear to him as well. But honestly, I don't want them to force him the ball. I expect guys.
I don't think he wants it though. I think he wants to be a guy who's been a playoff contender for a good chunk of his career, because that speaks volumes in itself. What you can do in a playoff run speaks way more volumes. Was it Tom Brady said to a member of the defense, I believe, just before the NFC I think it was the NFC Championship game. He's like, and they're crying over Pro Bowl. They're crying over a Pro Bowl. Pro Bowls? I don't give a fuck about Pro Bowls. It's about Super Bowls. If you've won 6 Super Bowls and you've never won a Pro Bowl, people are going to talk about you more. Straight up. If you've won 6 Super Bowls, people will talk about Julian Edelman's never been to a fucking Pro Bowl in his career, but he has won multiple Super Bowls, and his name still rings true to this day.
And he still can't ride every ride at Disney.
And he's still can't ride every ride at Disney.
Tom Brady lost at the MVP talk in 2020, but he hoisted the Lombardi. All the accolades don't mean shit unless you win the big one. We don't give a damn about the little things because it's about winning the big one. Nobody gives a fuck at the end of the day. There's a lot.
Remember, like AJ's saying, there ain't no place in a trophy case for accolades or participation trophies. It's championships, it's rings, or it's nothing. And that's what I'm trying to get across to Bucs fans. When we hit this whole Tom Brady era and we quote unquote changed the culture, all we really did was say, for years, we'd be like, we just want to make the playoffs. No, fuck that. We want to kick the playoff door in. We want to run the fucking table. We want to get to that fucking halftime show and have a chance to watch it because we're kicking the shit out of them in the Super Bowl. The only goal every year is the ring. It's Lord of the fucking Rings, and we've been walking and walking and walking. It's time to reach up and snatch that motherfucker, and let's go. If you want it, go take it. Ain't nobody handing shit to you in this league. Except for Jameis Winston. He hands a lot of shit out. But,
and real shit, fellas, this is another thing. Dude, I love this because I've asked this questions to fucking like fans, and this is some real shit, fellas. Let's. Would you rather talk about how you got the $1 million or how you almost had $1 million? That's it. Who the fuck cares about almost having some shit?
Exactly, bro. The only people that talk about almost getting something are high school boys who almost got laid. Okay, that's the only time that counts. And even then, we're laughing. We're like, bro, you couldn't seal the deal, bro. She was hammered. But anyway, the fact is, we've got the talent on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
What we're missing right now is testicles on the defensive side. I ain't talking about players. I'm talking about the coach. And if people don't like it, dude, my inbox is open. I'm up for a debate. Hell, I'll send you a link. We'll create a fucking show just for you guys, and we'll talk. The fact is, this isn't a one-season thing for Todd. This goes all the way back to even before he was head coach of the Bucs and just the coordinator. He makes weird, fucked up decisions at the end of the game that make no fucking sense. And even, dude, when you got announcers who ain't been on a football field in 2 decades going, I don't understand what the fuck he's doing, bro. That's a problem. So, Bowles, like Louis said, Bowles, he's a hell of a guy. Obviously, I don't know anybody that hates Todd Bowles that's played for him. We don't hear anybody Antonio Browning his ass, right? So he's obviously a decent dude. He's good to get along with. But, dude, this ain't summer camp. I ain't trying to take you to the cotillion, okay? I'm trying to take this team to the Super Bowl, and that's your fucking job. So if you're going to blow it late in the game, we're going to call you out for blowing it. And if you got a problem watching it, that's cool. Again, we'll send you a link and you can come talk. Everybody gets a voice here, but that don't mean everybody's right.
I like that. Everybody has a voice. That doesn't mean everybody's right.
That's our point. That's been the aftermath, though, isn't it? That's been the aftermath. Get your piece.
Getting peace. And we just want to just say this, we're not here to coddle your feelings. We're here to talk about football and what's best in the long run. Like dude said, and everybody else, Louis said it. It's not about us liking you or not. I don't give a shit. If you bring me to the promised land, that's all I care about. Do you know how many people don't like Michael Jordan, don't like Jerry Rice, don't like Ali, but they brung you and they took you in the history books? Slick, we don't have to get along, but if you bring me in the fucking history books where AJ Turnup and Slick champions, Louis champion, dude champion, I don't give a fuck about if I like the guy or not. You know what I'm gonna say? 100 years from now, my name is gonna be there because this guy helped me get there. All the other shit is
how it got there. It's just there.
It's just there. Do you realize some of the best buddy people are walking around without a fucking ring and nobody's gonna talk about him? I guarantee you this: Dan Marino would give his. He was sitting in a wheelchair if he could get a Super Bowl. If he could win a Super Bowl, get in there. Can you imagine getting there early in your career and never seeing it again? Again, that's like dating the baddest honey early, and then she dumps you, and then after that, you're just hitting 2s and 3s on and off the court in life. So,
hey boys, always remember that Dan Marino almost sold his soul for a Super Bowl,
and he stole a dolphin.
Mickey.
So there it is. So at this point, we just want to say this, Bowles. The ball is literally in your corner. Make shit happen. This is not rocket science. Like Louis said, don't take the team lightly. But at the same time, we need ferocity. We need you to be aggressive. Offensively, do things the right way. This offense will take care of itself. Let's see some Sean Tucker. For Mike Evans, short intermediate passes. And then if you see that he looks even a bit shaken up, take his ass out the game. Wirfs, leave him out. School will be just fine. This is not a team that you have to truly work, like lose sleep over, but like Louis says, ain't no game easy, but you go in there and handle business. You do your fucking job by the first half, you're up by 17. They might shut the Carter down and just say, hey, guys, let's just play for first. Like I said, I want to see Kyle Trask in the fourth quarter because that lets me know the game's over.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.
Anybody else have their last words?
I gotta wrap up because my prison, I shouldn't say the prison warden, my lovely girlfriend. We had some dinner plans and she's like, I'm really
no
hungry.
problem.
And
No.
Go ahead. AJ's got a night out to go to. I've got
Get your I want you guys to get your last things in, and for if anything, I'm gonna wrap mine up. I'm about to head on out, guys. Thank you for checking us out. Check my YouTube channel. It's about Bucking Time. I'm on TikTok, AJ Turn Up. You guys take care. Again, Louis, you was right. Take a bow. I salute you for that. Slick,
man,
always
no
the guy.
man. All I ask is just you don't have to believe everything I say. Just research. Just research.
There it
man.
is.
That's it. There it is.
I'll see you guys sometime though. But as always, go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
We're gonna get this fucking win Sunday by any means. Take care, fellas. Take care.
Louis,
Yes,
I'll catch
sir.
you soon, brother.
Same
Have a
here,
good
man.
night.
Yeah, you too. Real quickly though, I want to let everybody know. So me and Keith have been talking. I'm starting a new show. I actually started yesterday. I had my first guest on with Jay. It was Jay Retcher, formerly of WDAE. Moving forward, the show is going to be called The Bucs Report, and whatever week it is, we're going to be talking about news and outlook. Coach Slick, if you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome to. And you know what I'm saying? It's going to be nitty gritty, get into the news of the Buccaneers and leading up to their game. You guys can find me at YouTube, Instagram, the Frozen Pirate Podcast. We might be switching the name out though. We got some things that we got to talk about, and nothing but good things moving forward. And again, if you guys want to check me out on Twitter, Instagram, find the YouTube, it's Frozen Pirate Podcast.
Awesome, brother. Well, I'll catch you soon, and look after yourself, man. We'll speak soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
See you, man. No worries. Hey, guys, that's the end of the show. Thank you for putting up with us and our deranged Buccaneer fandom, and I'm sure you guys have it too. So we've got a game coming up. We got to make sure we hammer the New York Football Giants and kick that ass and get ourselves back on track. But until then, it's my birthday. I'm going to enjoy it with my family, my wife, and drink a few more drinks and just have a good night. So, guys, without further ado, Bucs on me, Bucs on free. 1, 2, 3, go Bucs!